Well, good Monday morning, everybody. This is Bryan Devore with the Devore Realty Group, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. It is Monday, May 17th. We're already in the middle of May. Kind of a lot to talk about today. Are we seeing a reversal in the market? I don't think so, but the numbers may say something different. We'll see. We have the market tracker report and our foreclosures coming. We'll talk about that with the articles. First up, of course, is the totals. So right now, 2,870 homes for sale in San Diego County. That's up 98. First sign of perhaps a reversal of more inventory. Detached homes, 1,809. 932 are attached. Pending sales, 4,339. That's down 27 from the previous week. So we have things going in a little bit opposite directions. 2,832 of those detached, 1,373 attached. Months of inventory, 0.66. That's climbing, 0.03. It's the highest it's been in just a little while. We'll have to kind of watch that. 0.64 months for detached homes, 0.68 months for attached homes. So almost 0.7, which is kind of funny. We talk about how interest rates are low right now, and people kind of freak out when they go up to 3.5 or almost 4. And of course, for those of us who remember, they were at 8 when I got my first place, or some people 15%. So we're talking about 0.68 months for attached homes. Wow, that number is really going up. We're still way below 1 month of inventory for attached homes in San Diego County. In the last week, we saw 1,159 homes come on the market. That's up 24 from the previous week. 784 detached, 352 attached. But 62 fewer homes went into escrow, 727. So again, going in opposite directions. 475 of those detached, 241 attached. Pendings listed within the last week, 56. So 7% of the homes that were listed in the last week are already in escrow. It's the same number as it was the week before. 34 detached, 21 attached. Closings, where we saw a big jump in closings a couple weeks ago and kind of ebbing a little bit, and it's coming down even more. 646 in the last week. That's down 17 from the previous week. 420 detached, 216 attached. Median list price, no change, 725. But here's where we're seeing a widening in the gap between median list price and sales price, 760. That's up 5,000. So even though we're seeing a little bit more homes on the market, fewer homes going into escrow, and yet median sales price is still continuing to go up. I think the mix of inventory and the mix of homes going into escrow, it's a little bit skewed this week. I don't see that as a trend. Certainly the homes that I'm putting on the market right now are still selling pretty quickly, but we're seeing a widening of the gap between median list price and median sales price. Here's the graph that shows new actives, new pendings, and new solds over the last week. You can see still the trend line of inventory since about a month ago, starting to increase. So we're starting to see more coming on the market. Number of homes going to escrow coming down a little bit. Number of closed sales coming down a little bit. It's going to be interesting over the next few weeks to see what these charts look like. Pricing, however, is continuing to go up. So the blue line, median list price, is still above where it had been about a month ago, and the sales are still above the highest point they've been in the last 2 months. So this is the market tracker report, and I think there might be some information that could be incorrect here. See if you can pick out what it looks like. Number of sales down 21%. And this is for just detached homes throughout San Diego County for the month of April. And you can see April 20 versus April 21, the difference. I think that might be incorrect. I'm not sure if maybe they got some data wrong or something. It could be because of the fact that they're only pulling from one of the associations in San Diego versus both. Not exactly sure, but new listings down 18%, average days on market down a third. I think those numbers might be correct. Let's look at the chart. A little bit easier to read for some of these categories. But again, new listings down 18%. That's probably correct. Sold listings down 21%. I think that's the one that might be wrong. Median list price for sold is up 23%. That's probably about accurate. Median sold price up 26%. Median days on market down, which I think is correct. So I think those numbers, some of those numbers might be wrong, but I think most of them are right. And then year-to-date numbers as well. The one that I always like that's provided by the Market Tracker report is the number of properties in each sort of category of price range. And the one that's still the number one is 500 to 749. It had been the case, though, that the 1.5 million and above had been the next biggest, and by a lot. The third position, the 750 to 999, was much lower than it had been. Well, that's creeping up. So we're seeing a lot more homes on the market now in that category. I think it's just a movement of pricing where the homes that would have been maybe in the 500 to 749 a couple of weeks ago are now broaching that next level of 750 to 999. So again, we'll kind of watch and see what these graphs look like over time. Listing inventory and number of sales. I always like showing this because it's kind of crazy to see that purple line of sales being well above the gray of listing inventory, and how many more homes we have selling versus the listing inventory. That's it for the stats. Now, real estate in the news. I could not pick out just 4 articles this week. There were a lot of good articles that I saw. So we're putting 6 in this week. And then in the constant contact email that went out, you'll see 6 different buttons to click on. First one, sales tactics for a tight market. So if you're looking to buy a home right now, what are some of the things you can do to get your offer to win? Report reflects steady low level of forbearance requests. Good news that we're seeing a low level of forbearance requests. It's not a huge impact on what's on the market or on the economy right now. So that's a good sign. Demand for second homes ramps up as the market is heating up. More and more homes are being purchased as second homes. So you can read that article as well. Easing foreclosure flood fears. So in the very first slide, you saw my question, are foreclosures coming? The answer is no. And this article talks about why. And it's really good to see that we're not seeing a lot of foreclosures, nor do we think we're going to see a lot of foreclosures in the near or distant future. Shaky economy hasn't slowed rise in home equity. We still are in a little bit of a shaky economy, but this article talks about how much home equity some of the home owners have out there. It's quite a big number. And then finally, are smaller homes the cure to inventory concerns? We're all concerned about inventory, and I've been reading more and more about how we're not going to see a bunch of new homes coming on the market, whether they're newly constructed or resale homes. But this talks about if we are talking about constructing new inventory, are smaller homes the way to go for that? So good article to read as well. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching the Monday Market Moment. As always, have a safe week. If you've been vaccinated, that's great. If you've not, hopefully you're in line to get so, and we can continue to all be safe together. If you have any questions about the Monday Market Moment, feel free to call me, 760-908-3838. Send me an email, whatever you like. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the next Monday Market Moment. Have a great week.